Hello, hello. Vijay, how you doing today?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Oh man, I'm really cold here in Memphis, Tennessee. So you were mentioning that you guys also receive snow over there?
Yeah, so we have 10 inches snow here.
Yeah, I think for you guys it's quite usual to get snow,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
During the winter. For
But this
us it's go
it's
ahead.
special this time, so it never snowed before. So this is the first time, and it was heavy.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we receive here in Memphis about 2 times per year. It's not too bad compared to New Jersey, I guess.
Right.
But anyways, so let's see if we have some people here, some folks. Awesome. We have 3 people. That's great.
Mhm.
Hopefully, we can see more people joining in a few minutes. So, are you ready, Vijay?
Yeah, I'm ready. Let's do it.
You're ready, as always, right?
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So, let's get started then. I know this is a live session, but for those who cannot join, they can watch the recorded session as well. So, it's good. So, Vijay, thank you for joining. I know you're going to talk about the powerful features that we have in PowerOps for Power BI.
Mhm.
So, before we get started, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself for those who don't know you yet? So
Sure.
then we can move from there.
Okay, sounds good. So my name is Vijay Hemantha. So I'm based out of in New Jersey. So I run a company called Truviz, which specializes in business intelligence and analytics space. So we were there in the industry for 20 years, doing BI and analytics implementations across the US. So on the Power BI and Fabric, we are working from like last 5 years and migrating the clients, and also have done like many successful implementations and migration projects.
Okay. And you guys are based in New Jersey, is that correct?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay. And you also mentioned before we get started with PowerOps that you had a different company in the past. So tell us more about that. It's really intriguing how you guys are working on this type of platforms and developments.
Sure. So before, actually, the current company is Truvis that we are working on implementation. So the parent company, we have a syntax so which runs analytics and BI implementations. Before coming into Power BI, we were working on ClickSense and the Tableau and SAP Business Objects earlier. So that gives us the head start. It had given a head start earlier for us. So when we started implementing it for different clients, and then we have seen that the growth of Power BI and the Microsoft space and BI side. So that's when we transition most of our clients' analytics solutions into Power BI from last 5 years.
Okay, good. So you guys, you've been familiar with the other tools as well, like you mentioned, Click and Power and Tableau, and then later on Power BI. So that's really awesome. It gives you guys the different perspectives, about these tools.
Yes, exactly. That's why we know what is missing in Power BI today, and how
Mhm.
we can help filling those gaps by building these solutions. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Hey, before we get started, why don't you tell us something funny about yourself, about your company that people might find also interesting,
A
or
fun fact.
something silly or fun fact.
I would say the fun fact about myself. So I like playing video games, and I am a big time player. I used to play Tekken a lot, so I still play sometimes when I get time. So that's a fun fact.
It's hard to find time nowadays, right?
That's true.
Okay, good.
I'm a movie buff too, so I watch movies very
Movies.
often. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know you have a presentation as well. Why don't you tell us more about your tool and walk us through the tool itself?
Okay, let's dive right in. So
Let me share the
sharing my
screen here.
screen.
Yes.
You see it? Okay.
Yeah, I can see there is actually if you can, I think it's in presentation mode, but I'm seeing 2 different windows.
Okay. So is it better now?
Yes, that's better.
All right. So the I'm going to talk about today the tool called PowerOps that we built. for Power BI. So let's go to the next slide. So PowerOps is built by the company called Truviz Inc. So which is a company that I run. So we are a Microsoft partner, and we are a leading provider in data and analytics solutions. So we have like more than 500 customers today that we are serving across the US. So we have been in the industry for more than 20 years, and we build the solutions like for example, like Power Tools for Power BI with superchargers like Power BI developers and users. So currently we have two tools that we produced so far, which is the Power Viz, which is a custom visuals. So we already have it in app source, like a lot of custom visuals that we have published, and they're all certified as well. Some of our famous custom visuals are like Date Picker and Sunburst and Word Cloud and more. On other hand, so now we came up with a new tool called PowerOps, which is a DevOps platform for Power BI. So, which is like a single stop shop for like to analyze and optimize and evaluating the best practices. And furthermore, it can even version control it and deploy the Power BI reports and models with no code experience. So that's the Power Tools about. And we're also certified by SOC, so the data security certification as well. So, all right, so let's see what is PowerOps. So PowerOps is a single platform which can seamlessly analyze, compare, optimize, version control, and deploy your Power BI reports and models. So we will see in deeply what each feature means to us, so how it helps. But so on a high level, if I need to explain someone like what is PowerOps, so PowerOps is an end-to-end platform which can do right after from your development till you deploy it. So there are multiple phases where it can help you in your Power BI development workflow. All right, so we come with like two variants, the product types we have today. So one is the desktop, another is SaaS. The PowerOps SaaS version, which is already live. So we were in beta, now we're out of beta, so you can try it for free. It is free for five files, so you can register today and sign up and try for free in the SaaS version. The desktop version, which we are building it now, and it'll be a free version with the limited files and almost like similar features as SaaS, but SaaS is like more an end-to-end platform which offers the version control and deploy as well. Whereas the desktop, we are planning to release it in the next month. So we currently have a wait list. If you go to our website, powerops.app, you can join the wait list to get early access for the PowerOps desktop. Okay, so let's see the PowerOps desktop. So what it has. So the PowerOps desktop is a free external tool to analyze, compare, and evaluate best practices for your Power BI reports and models. So it can do all the three. So it can analyze your reports, it can compare between the two different versions of your Power BI reports, and it also can do the best practices evaluation for your reports too. Okay, let's dive into the demo. So let me share, let me open the PowerOps application. So it will be an external tool, like you have it like a tabulator or DAX Studio. So it will be an external tool. Once you install, you're gonna see this PowerOps icon. So when you open it, you're gonna see this is the external tool that's gonna be opened up. So here you have two options. Either you can use the recent files that are there in your Power BI that you open, or you can upload a new file as well, all from scratch. It supports seamlessly for both the things. For example, I'm using the adventure sales. Just I have it opened locally in Power BI, so I can just open this and click on connect. So it connects to the file, so you can see that it is loaded that file. So there are three sections on the top. So one is analyze, compare, and best practices. So let's go over first analyze. So once you load an app, so you can see every bit of your report information. So there are many sections under analyze, like summary, report, data model, DAX, dependencies, and queries, and roles and info. Let's go each one. So the summary first tells you like the high level information about your report, both on the report perspective and also from the model perspective as well. if you look at the report perspective, so you're going to see that how many total pages you have in your report, how many visuals, how many visual types, how many report filters, how many custom visuals, bookmarks. It also gives you the split of the visuals by type as well. Each type, how many visuals you have, and the page wise visuals, and how many objects you have for each by each page as well. So the same thing, you can even download it. The anything that you see here, you can download it as JPG or CSV or an Excel here. So similarly, we have a data model summary as well. If you go to data model, you can see how many total tables, how many calculation groups, how many columns, data sources, measures, calculated columns, and a lot more information here. Okay, so that's the summary, and let's go to the report section. Report section gives you every bit of information about your report. So how many pages I have, and what's the page order, landing page, canvas type, canvas dimension, all other details. So the interesting thing is, like, it's just not giving you like a skeleton information. It also tries to present it in a way that you see it in Power BI, so that you can connect exactly as what you see in Power BI, like you making apples to apples comparison. So and there are many other information that you can see. Even it shows the color codes with the circle symbols, so dot, so which will help you to identify the colors too. And we also have filter pane and the properties and filter card properties of it also. You can even click on this the visual view. Currently we are on a table view, but if you would like to see it in a visual view, you can click on that. That shows you like a wireframe view of your report as well. So you can see what chart types you're using, and you can see if any filters been applied, and you can even see mouse over it and see what the columns and measures that's being applied to. All right, so let's come back to the table view. So we have a visual section. Visual section tells you like what are the different pages, like what are the visuals that you're using it. Like for example, this slicer is using these two fields, and this area chart is using this column and this hierarchy and this measure. So you can see the legend on the top. So it also shows you the all other details as well. I'm just docking on the left side so that I can have more real estate here. So yeah, so you can see all the information about your visuals. You can switch between the pages and you can see them. So let's go to formatting. So in the formatting, you can see the all the visuals and their formatting as well. So you can click on it and you can see the properties of that particular visual also. So what's been selected, what is not selected, right? So you can even copy this as well. So and paste it in your notepad or wherever you would like to see. So there are visual interactions as well. So you can see both inbound and outbound interactions. So for a chart type, so what are the, if you have any cross filters with other visuals or cross highlights or no interactions, you can see all of the details here. Same goes with generals. It shows you all the general properties of the visuals, right? And everything you see in PowerOps is downloadable. Like as I said, like CSV or an Excel. You can even make a column selections as well. If some of the columns you don't want to see by default, so you can just turn it off or select all. And you can even do a filter as well. So let's see if I want to filter on this. So I can search, click on this magnifier icon, so click on it and you can search for it and you can check it like an Excel you do. So this goes the visual section. So, and let's go to the custom visuals. Okay, this is a small file, but let me load another big file. In the same way, I can even show you the how to load from an upload file as well. So we have seen from like earlier, like how you load a recent file that is already open in Power BI. But let's imagine a case like where you have a file, which is a PBIP. So choose PBIP here and browse. And I'm selecting one PBIP, for example, like sales and written sample. I select this PBIP file and click on open and upload. Okay, now it loaded the sales and written sample. So here, if you have any, right now in this file I don't have any custom visuals, but if you have anything, it's going to show you the custom visuals. It'll even going to show you the whether it's certified custom visuals or not as well, if you're using them or not. All right, so let's go to the filter section. So in this section, you're going to see all the filters that has been there, like visual filters, and page level filters and report filters, also the drill through filters as well. So every bit of filters that it has in your report, so it will be like properly separated in a section, so you can clearly see what filters is being used by where. All right, let's go to bookmarks. So everybody knows that bookmarks is like a black box, so you cannot really see what's happening in the bookmark, what actions being part of the bookmark, but this shows you clearly, like you click on this plus icon, so it shows you all the actions that is being performed as part of that bookmark, whether it's closing the filter pane or what report filters being selected, what page level filters being selected, what are the fields and what are the order by and other information of the bookmark. It will display it every bit of details. So this took us like a lot more time to get it right, because like bookmarks, the raw JSON, it is very hard to parse, so we put in a lot of effort to get it right, yet displaying it in a more proper format for the people to understand and see how that bookmark information is available and how it helps them. Right, so you can choose any bookmarks right from here, and you can traverse between them and see what actions being there. It also shows you other details like bookmark is applying on what pace and what visuals as well, all the information that you're gonna see. Since we're gonna see like what buttons you have in your report and what is that bookmark is getting called. Let's say, for example, this is getting called this button is calling this particular bookmark. This is the value of the bookmark, name of the bookmark. This is the tooltip when you mouse over. So it shows you every bit of details like that. So now let's go to sync slicer. Sync slicers is like shows exactly like how you see it in Power BI, where you have page name and the fields and whether it's synced or visible or not. All those changes you're gonna see it here. So we have navigators also, like page navigators and bookmark navigators too. So if you have anything like page navigators is going to show here. If you have any bookmark navigators, is going to show them that. All right, now we covered almost like all the sections in report. Now let's see what we have in data model. So data model shows you like all the information about the tables, like what are the different tables, whether it's hidden table or not, with an icon too. And you also see all the storage mode and other information about that as well, how many measures and columns that tables has and what is the source and etc. And you can even see the model view like the way you've seen it in report. If you click on this model view, it shows you exactly like Power BI. So how you place the tables, you're going to see it in the same way. You can even mouse over on the thing, see how they're connected, and you can even see whether it is what storage mode it is. It exactly shows as like Power BI. If you, for example, if you have a direct query, or it shows the blue accent bar on the top, so it matches one-on-one with Power BI how it shows.
That's good. Quick question: can we make any changes there? Double clicking, activate or deactivate tables. Can we do that?
No, not right now. This is in this phase, so we are only making it read only. So it's more of like skeleton information that you can see what you have it in your report.
Okay, got it.
All right, so let's come back to this here. So the table mode, so you can see how many columns you have, and so what are the different parts of that column, all the information, what format, and etc. You can also see the hierarchies, like what are the different hierarchies, the levels of it, ordinals and level information too. So we also have parameters. So you can see the field level parameters and numeric range parameters also. If you have field parameters, you can see that parameter names and the fields that is being used, what is the order of the parameters too. And we have numeric range parameters. So where you can see if you have some numeric range parameters, you can see them too. So data groups, if somebody is using the list and bin, so in your report, so you're gonna see that list and bins as well here. So you also have data sources. So it shows you like how these tables are loaded, what is the source of it. Right now in this report, I'm using Excel, so it shows that Excel as a source. So we also have relationships. So this will exactly show you between the two tables, what are the different relationships it has. Is it one-to-one or many-to-one or one-to-many and all those. Even it shows like inactive and active relationships as well in your report. Right, so we also have refresh policies. If you have any refresh policies set in your reports, you can see that. And we also have perspectives too. So if you have anything there, so that comes here too. So, all right, let's go back in there and now see the DAX. So we grouped all the bit of like DAX expressions elements under one DAX section, like measures, calculated columns, tables, calculation groups, and KPIs as well. So you can see all the measures right now in this particular report. I have 58 measures, so you can see all the measures right here. Uh, what's even better is like you can even copy, and you can even formatted copy as well. So that does the formatted copy. It'll run the DAX formatting behind, and then it shows you the new DAX formatter. So, all right. So then you have like all the properties of that, and we also have calculated columns. So that shows you like all the calculated columns that you have, and you have calculated tables if you have defined any calculated tables, so that you can see it here, and you can even see the calculation groups and KPIs in your report if you have anything. So that covers like the report, data model, and DAX. So now let's get to something more interesting. So called dependencies. Dependencies is like a lineage. So in your report and model. So for example, the model dependencies here shows like all the model level dependencies. Like if you have nested measures, so you can see exactly how it was built. For example, I'm more interested in this. For example, this particular measure, you can see how it is being built, and you can click on anything, and you can even type from here if you know. So let's say if I want to search for net sales per month measure, so you can click on it, and it shows you the lineage of the net sales per measure per month. How what it built on? It was built on net sales, but it is serving the other measures in the line. So net last 2 months and other measures is being using this particular measure. So you can clearly see the measure lineage, and how it helps is like do an impact assessment. So for example, if you need to make it changes to this measure, so now you know what other measures is going to be impacted by changing this measure. It works even for the columns also. If you have any change in the columns, so it tells you like what is the impact in other measures involved in there. If you have any calculated columns and calculated table columns also, is going to be part of here. Cool. So now let's see there is table view as well. So if somebody is more interested in table view, so they can click on it, and they can see the table view details too. So what are the different dependencies like referencing object, referenced objects, and expressions and everything. Okay, so now let's look at what we have in report dependencies. Report dependencies is like a one step above the model dependencies. Earlier we have seen like a measure to column and calculated column dependencies. Now even we're gonna see visuals and pages also in the diagram now. So here you can see now that if you select a measure, so for example, I'm selecting a net sales measure. So I can just right click and say filter. So now I can see that this particular measure is being used by which visuals as well. So the green ones are visuals and yellow ones are pages. So I can see this net sales is being used in these visuals, and these are the pages. So now I know if I make a changes to this measure, so which visuals in my Power BI report is going to be impacted and in what pages, right? And it's coming out. So again, like you can even start from searching right from here too. So if you know that particular one, so you can just search it right from here too. So it's the same experience that you get from there. All right, let's go to Power Query dependencies. So the Power Query dependencies tells you like how is this tables generated, what are the sources. If you have more sources, this view will be helpful to understand like how is that tables are getting sourced.
That's cool. Hey, we have a question here. I don't want to miss the opportunity.
Sure,
so Darwin had a question about hidden measures. He's asking if they appear over there. I think it's related to the model dependencies. I don't remember exactly what it was.
Can you repeat the question once more?
It's in the chat. It says, if I had hidden measures, does this appear here?
Oh yeah, hidden measures. Yes, you're gonna see those as well. We are go by default it shows the hidden measures too, but we are coming up with one toggle, so where you can toggle between the hidden and non-hidden too. So
Okay.
that way, yeah, in the next version, so you're gonna see the toggle as well. So that way you can, if you don't want to see the hidden items in this hierarchy, so you can just turn it off, so then you can see only the non-hidden items in the view.
Okay, cool. So it will be there eventually.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. Awesome. So let's go to the M queries. In M queries, you're gonna see all the M queries that's being used in your reports. It shows you both enabled and disabled M queries as well. So you can expand the M query and you can see the M query exactly how it was written. And even you can have here like copy to clipboard, or you can even do a formatted copy as well of an M query. And you can even download the M query and text file too. So all these M queries, like you can find out what is being M queries that's being used. And let's say if you're looking for a particular keyword or a column that's being used, so you can just search for that, then it will highlight the results where it's found, and it'll also tell you like what is the matching the case as well, so you can find that as well. And you can even download all right, so let's go to roles. Under roles, we have RLS and OLS, so you can see what your particular report is being used in row level security and object level security. So what are the information that you have set? It shows you all those information. And finally, we have info section. Info section will tell you like a bite-sized insights about your report. So you can see what is your report name, what is a thick report or thin report or just a model. So you can see all this information. It also talks about like what is the PowerBI version that you're using, what is the model compatibility level, what is the mode that you used, what is the theme file that's being used, what long ways and data source version as well. So on the right side, you're gonna see the interesting facts like auto time intelligence is being enabled or disabled. So having this is not a good practice. That's why we mark this in a red color. So you know that this has to be turned off for better performance of your report. Similarly, there are other facts also. So for implicit measures that's being used, so that is also not good one. So to have an implicit measure, so you can find that also from here. So if you have any uncertified custom visuals also, you can identify it from here.
This is a good one for sure. So in terms of implicit measures, we know that we always target measures that we create. So implicit measures is a pain when we want to do calculations. So this is really helpful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This
and
will
then
like automatically finding these things, so it will help us to go back and fix those things.
Right. And then in terms of uncertified custom visuals, I know you guys mentioned that you have a different branch called PowerBis. Is that correct?
Yeah. So that our custom visuals are different.
Different.
Most of our custom visuals are all certified.
Certified.
But
Okay.
yeah, but just not our custom visuals, but any other custom visuals that is in market. If your report is using any of the uncertified custom visuals, this will be marked in red color.
Shows up over there. Okay.
So that way
Okay.
you know that it'll come to your notice that what's being used.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, it will be very hard to find out, like if given a report, to find out what measures being used, whether you're using auto time or so having this checklist is doing it manually, it will be very hard.
Yeah, this is so much quicker for sure.
Yeah, so just loading a report, you can see all the facts, then you can go ahead and make the fixes. So what's even better, like let's say you see this here and you can go back and turn it off, the auto time intelligence or anything else, and it automatically refreshes. It will show you a prompt to refresh. If you refresh, you're gonna see the details. You don't need to reload again the same file.
Okay, it's just automatically, or you have to click something to refresh it.
It just like it will show you a prompt that file has been changed from the last loaded. So you just click on refresh there, so it refreshes the view.
It's automatic. Okay, as long as you have internet connection. Okay.
Yeah, you don't really need to upload the file again into your desktop. So remember, this is an external tool, so it doesn't need any internet connection, or it will stay with the firewall. So nothing goes out of your firewall.
Yep.
All right. So far we only covered the analyze section. So analyze, just to give a little bit glance about it again. So it covers every bit of your report information. It captures all the information that's being used. You can see the bookmarks and model information, DAX details. You can even find the lineage, between the how is your model information, etc., and queries, roles, and info section, right? So the analyze covers all bit of like your skeleton information and like lineage information too. Now let's go to compare. So compare is like you can compare two different report versions to see what is being different. For example, you have a report in or a model in production, and you're making changes to it based on user request. You made some changes. Now you wanna compare between those two and see what is being changed is the what you is expecting or not. What are the difference between the two files? So let me add the adventure sales another version file. So I have the version 2 of the same. So I just click on connect. So now the version 2 is also loaded into my there. So let's go to compare. So now I want to compare the version 1 with the version 2 and hit compare. So it clearly shows you like what is being different between the two files. It's very quick. So it will show you just not on the high level like a skeletons, but you can see exactly as what has been changed. You can click on this. It will show you on the high level numbers too. So you can see in the report you have 8 modifications and 14 additions. If it shows in red, that means deletions. So in the report section, it says like this is a breakdown. You can see the clear breakdown by section wise also, where you have the additions and modifications as well. So for example, pages, you have these are the changes that we found. So you can click on this status button as well, modified. So even you can dive into the details too. So it will shows you the canvas background color was white earlier. Now it changed it to this blue color. So that was the change that happened. So you can click on this and see that, okay, the page name was page 1 earlier. Now it has got changed as first page. So that was the change. So you can even see in a visual view as well. So click on this. So you can see the visually what's being changed as well. So you click on this and see this particular area chart. You have a change like the sort that's got removed, which you have it earlier. So it will show you whatever is modified. You can just click on it and you can find the changes, what's been different. Even the smallest changes, it will show everything of information. So let's come back to table view. So in the visual section, you can clearly see what's been changed, the same way that I was talking about, and you can click on all the modified buttons to see what's being actually changed. In custom visuals, it shows like, okay, it wasn't having any custom visuals in the source file, but now you added a lot many custom visuals here. Now let's go to filters. In filters, you can see that what's been changed, sync slicers, and let's go to data model thing as well. So in data model, it says like, okay, so you have one table that was deleted. The two tables, it is say the same, but there are some modifications. You can click on it and see, okay, there is a new measure has been added in this table. You can see further details in the DAX section, but furthermore, you can click on this model view as well. So it will show you the comparison model view. This will be very interesting. So you can see the unchanged ones in the background in white color. Whatever the changed ones will show it in yellow background. Whatever is the red color means that that table got deleted. Right, so you can even see, let's say I zoom in and I see that this is being marked in yellow, so there's something is changed. So you click on it and see what is being changed. So earlier it was an implicit measure, so where it has sum and it has implicit measure is true. So now we removed that sum there, so now it is no longer an implicit measure. So you can even see the other details as well. If something got removed, so you click on it and see what is that particular column that got removed. So you can see those details too. So even the relationships has been changed. So you can see that like this is showing in red color, that means it got removed and this table got removed. So you can click on it and see what actually got removed, that particular table details. Right, this view will be very useful to see it in a glance, what actually got changed. For example, in this particular one, so you have this particular sales amount got newly added. So you can see that data information as well. That's the measure. So yeah, let's come back to table view, and here we have columns as well. So here you can see the column changes. So the column name was customer, now it has got changed to customer name. So you can see the tables other details too, and we also have hierarchies, so different hierarchies that you can see. what's been changed. You can click on this modified and you can see the changes. It was the name what got changed from customer to customer name. So, and if you have change in relationships, so one relationship, as you have seen, one table got removed, so the relationship was removed. And let's go to DAX section. So you can see the measure expression got changed. So you can click on this modified. You can see that what was the expression that got changed, the DAX expression. So you can see the new DAX expression that's been there, what was earlier and what was new. And similarly, if you have anything added, so that you can see that there too. Same goes with the calculated columns and M queries too. So if I click on this, let's say this says like there is some change in M query, click on this modified. You can even click on this plus icon, which takes you into a detailed view. You can clearly see in what line items it got changed. It's just not telling you on whole like, okay, something got changed for you to figure out like what has been changed, but it will tell you exactly at the line numbers what got changed. So it will be very helpful to understand. So what was the change? Even just not in the M queries, it shows it in the bookmarks as well. Even in bookmarks, you can clearly see accidentally if you made any change which got saved in bookmarks. So it will show you the clear view between the differences. In this example, I don't have anything, but when you're the same way that you have seen M queries, it shows in the exact line item. So what actions got something different in there as well. So this is M queries differences. You can see the info section, just the file name got changed, but nothing else here. So right now what you're seeing is only the differences, but if you turn it off, so it shows you the no change items as well. Even in other pages as well, the no change items also now it's going to show up. But if you by default it turned on because you are only interested in comparison things, so you're going to see only the details that got changed. You can even switch between the things using this switch icon. So, and you can do a comparison again. So now it shows you in another order. So where earlier you had it like the tables got removed, now it says added because we switched the source to destination. So it's quite useful to understand the differences at a glance than reading it. Like you can clearly identify the smallest differences in your report or model, both visually and also in the tabular format as well. Okay, that covers the compare. So far we have seen analyze and compare. So now let's come to the section of desktop, which is best practices. So best practices, which covers which runs the BPA rules of both for model and also for the report as well. It runs against the Microsoft standard best practices that has been published either in the Microsoft blog or it is in the GitHub. So Microsoft also maintains in a GitHub with the proposed BPA rules that keeps updated. So we use the same rules and evaluate those rules against the report that you have just uploaded. So and tells you like what rules has been passed and what rules has been failed. This will be quite useful to build a better reports and models. So you can see the priority as well on the top, low, medium, and high rules as well. So here it shows like each section wise. So for example, the error prevention and naming convention. So I have the 5 rules and I passed 5. Naming conventions have 1 rule has been passed. So these are green. So the other ones are in amber. So where some of the rules are failed. So for example, I have performance or a report. So I click on report, I can see the report side of the rules. So it just remember this is just not a model rule. So you also evaluate the report rules as well. So if you see some of the rules that has been like, I'm not using all this custom visual. So if I can remove this, so these sort of rules that it shows up. So some of the visuals are not using theme colors. You can find out right from here. So all those, even with priority as well, right? So the same goes with the performance as well. If I go to performance, so there are certain rules I already passed, but certain rules I failed. So I can check and see what rules I failed. And there is some helpful link also for you to go through it. And if your company is only interested in high priority rules, not interested in low priority and medium, you can just turn it off. So that will only show you high priority rules that you passed or failed. So you can only go ahead and fix those high priority rules and come back to here and just do a reevaluate about this. Then it shows you.
Yeah. Hey, I have a question. So how do you guys define the priorities?
So we have not set the priorities. This is again comes from the Microsoft only. There is some
Microsoft.
severity in there.
Okay.
And yeah, in the file itself, there is some severity. So we use that and showing this high priority
Oh,
based on it.
okay. And then since there are so many updates within the year, so is this also getting updated as we have new updates there?
Yes, as
Okay.
long as, like, let's say you've seen that this has a bidirectional relationship, so now you go to Power BI report and model and then fix the relationship. Just come and click on this icon, reload. As soon as you change it, it has a change saved. It'll automatically show here a prompt saying that there is a change.
Okay. But
And
in terms of best practices, if Microsoft is changing the rules, maybe updating the rules, so you guys are also capturing those changes here.
exactly. So we are coming up with a new settings icon here. So
Hmm.
when you click on it, you're gonna link your PowerOps desktop to Microsoft link automatically.
Hmm.
So every time they add new rules, it will automatically flow in.
Okay, got it. That's good. Now this is very helpful for sure, because especially for those who are new to Power BI, we can explore and we can play with Power BI. We can do anything, you know, create measures. Maybe not create measures, just use implicit measures. This is very helpful. It guides you towards best practices.
Exactly. It even helps us like to do self-assessment ourselves to
Hmm.
understand like what our report and models are against the industry best practices and identify and fix the issues that are there, right? And it
Hmm.
also helps on other hand, like a managers or a leads in the teams to review the reports and models from other members that they have been publishing.
Right, and
So
it also gives you, it tells you this, it tells you that something is wrong, but it also gives you more information, correct?
exactly.
How to fix it.
Yes, so it'll even tell you like there are some helpful links that you can go and see
Hmm.
what's why this rule has been failed, why we think or the Microsoft thinks that rule is like
Uh-huh.
this particular one need to be fixed. So those information is already in there.
Okay, now that's definitely helpful.
Cool. Yeah. So, and another thing is like you can even edit the rules. For example, there are some companies, they may be some rules may not apply to them. For example, they use the usage of custom visuals and other things. Maybe they already have purchased some custom visual, they have been using it, or they think that particular the canvas size can be a little more bigger, the vertical scrolling and etc. So they can either disable the rule if they think that doesn't apply to them, okay, or they can even edit the rule as well. So let's say the height is this, so now I can make it like increase the height and validate the expression and then save it. So next time the rule will evaluate against only according to your preferences. Okay, so you can do the same thing across the board. Like if you think some rules doesn't apply to you, or if you need to do some modifications, you can always do a modifications to it, or you can even create a new rule as well. So you can write a rule and you can set a priority, you can set like category of it, description, scope, and you can write a rules as well if you're good with the writing. So you can write these as well. We are even coming up with some documentation around like how to write easily writing a rules as well. So that's gonna come too. So even let's say you make changes, but you want to go back to the default, what was there in Microsoft, you just click on this reset to default, and then you can choose what you want to reset, and you click on as, then that gets reset to. So this will be very helpful that way in your Power BI development workflow to self-audit your reports and auditing the reports built by your team as well before they move it to production. Same goes with the compare as well. You can having this in your development workflow helps you to compare the reports before you push it to production to make sure that report or model that is going in there is the one that is with the expected changes, so that you don't see any surprises in the production directly. Awesome. So yeah, this is the desktop tool what I'm showing so far. We also have like some settings there. You can change the appearance to dark mode, and you can also set the logs. If you have a license, you can use it on the free trial. If you have it, or if you have any new version that you can download it, it shows you all other details. Yeah, there are some helpful links as well. You can click on it. You can create a ticket to us or send an email, follow us in the LinkedIn or YouTube. And also we have a documentation page as well. There are how-to videos as well. So that comes in there too. So this is the desktop tool, which is a seamless tool. So we have a wait list for this tool at this point. You can go to our website, the PowerOps.app. So there is a wait list you can join, but we are planning to launch this tool in the next month, in February, in the second week, most likely. So we'll have this tool ready for use. So we also have SaaS version, so which is already available today. So which was in beta, now it is out of beta now, so it is publicly available. You can try for free. So you can click on this and you can go ahead and register in SaaS today. So you have two things. So free is like desktop is joining the waitlist, but SaaS version is for free. So let me go back to my slides again. I'll just show you what is SaaS. So SaaS is like, in earlier we have seen in desktop, so just the analyze, compare, and best practices, three things that we have seen. But SaaS is like an enterprise friendly version. So it's an end-to-end CI/CD platform, so which does the version controlling as well for your reports, and it also tracks the version history, and it even automate your deployments as well. It does a lot more. So and it has all this pull request and automated deployments with no code experience. So the difference between the PowerOps desktop and SaaS will be like this way. So you can do analyze, compare, and best practice in desktop, and whereas in SaaS version you will get like an automated version controlling also, and version history. You can even do a rollbacks, pull requests, and automated deployments too. So it has a lot more. So let me do a quick demo on the SaaS version too. So SaaS version, I already registered, so I can just click on sign in. So when I hit sign in, it automatically takes my SSO, single sign on, and lands me in this way. So this is the SaaS version. I already have some reports in there, so that's why it's showing that way. But as a new user, so you would be starting at creating a new repo right from here. So click on this plus icon, you will be landing it here. So you can just creating a one test repo. Repo is usually a workspace name, like how you have it in PowerBI workspace or Fabric workspace. So for now, I'm just giving with my name. So I'm just creating a workspace called 0120 2024. And I'm not adding any files, but you can choose to add files too. So if you have any Power BI report that you want to add it, you can add it. I'm just showing you experience of how you start creating a blank repo first. So click on create. So what it does behind now is like it just creates the blank repo in here. So it accesses, it's created. So since we haven't added any files, it says like no files found. So now I can add some files too. So I click on adding a file. So I can click on PBIP, and let's say I want to add this particular report. So I can add this and click on say create. So I'll show you what's happening behind as well. So if I open my dev, I logged in with Azure DevOps, by the way. So if I'm opening so this says like it is created right now, that particular file, right? So I can go to my Azure DevOps and I can show you what it actually created there. So I go to repos and let's say what's the name? So 0120 2024. So I just say, as you can see, it just now created these things. So with no code experience, you really don't need to learn Git or Azure DevOps to do these things. So you upload the file. It does all the things that you have seen in the desktop version, but analyzing, comparing best practices. On top of it, it also does this version controlling as well. It adds it in a way that it is ready for even the workspace sync experience that Microsoft launched recently. So you can just directly take this repo and plug in with your Microsoft the Fabric syncing, that Git enablement as well. So it works seamlessly in that way. So it's again like in the SaaS version. So you can see all the projects, organization projects and repos that you have, and all the files. And you can even is the analyze the same as what you have seen. You can see all the bit of the information as the way I've seen it in the desktop version. You can even do a comparison right from here as well, the same way. It also evaluates the best practices as well. So against your the particular report, and it tells you like what is being changed, and you can even do something like the other options as well. Like you can even download the file or the PBIP folder, or you can delete or modify as well. Let's say if you have a new version of the report, so you can come here and modify. You can upload a new version. It will show you the changes before you commit. The showing the changes again, like in a compare way, same way like where the best practices was version, and it also when you compare and push it, it all stores the commit history in a proper way. So you can see all the commit history properly, like who did the initial commits, and all those are automatic. So you really don't need to do any like learn gate to do commits or pull request and all those things. So everything comes with the tool itself. All right, so now we also have like version history as well in the SaaS. So you can see that what is being changed over times. Right now, I just added it. I haven't made any changes, but for example, if you have anything that is changed, so you can see it like this. So what are the, like, let's say you have maybe some 20 changes or 50 changes that you might have made it over the time. So you can click on the old ones also. You can download that particular commit file. That just downloads the file right there, and you can even restore this commit. For example, imagine a scenario that there was like a report that has been published, and you found that there is something wrong with the report, or the customer complaint that they want. We need to immediately revert to the older version. It's very easy with PowerOps SaaS. So you just select the old version and you click on the restore. So this restores this particular one as the latest commit. So it just restores it, and it adds that commit thing in here. So then now that becomes the latest commit. So that way you can see that it has this latest changes that's been being applied, and you can even download it, and you can even compare between the commits too. So all these things are possible with this, and we're also coming with other things as well in PowerOps, where you can even create a pull request and deployments too. So that is coming too. So this is the SaaS version. So let's go back to the PowerPoint. So I'll talk about a little bit about data security. So just want to tell clear the fact that PowerOps is neither stores or transmits any data. So we don't actually store any data. Desktop version, as you see, it is behind the firewall. There is no data or a call that goes outside your network. You can use it without internet too. And whereas in PowerOps SaaS also, it stores all this information right in your DevOps environment or GitHub environment, even the skeleton files. You're not actually uploading the data. Actually, you're only uploading the metadata, but even that will be stored within your version control systems, but nothing stored in PowerOps servers. So there is no data storage at all, and you're gonna use your own internal storage or version control for that. The role of PowerOps is like to serve as an intermediate layer, enhancing the experience for you. There is no security risks with the PowerOps. All right, and next.
Yeah, I think you already touched on the security piece, right? I've heard some concerns when we connect to external tools. There are always concerns about, it's data that we have to share with this third party. But for your case, you're saying it's not, we don't share anything. It's just a tool that helps you find discrepancies, I guess, between reports and everything.
That's right. So it just runs on top of your existing one, but it doesn't really need any. Like desktop is stays within your firewall, so there is nothing going. Like we don't nothing in this desktop that needs an external connection.
Okay, yeah, that's one of the concerns that I've seen.
Yeah. So yeah, I get this question frequently, so that's why I want to clear it off. So there is no data storage. So PowerOps just act as like intermediate layer, or like a wrapper on top of what you have, just to show it in a more presentable way, and running the test and doing an automation for everything.
Yeah. And then have you guys found resistance from companies to implement this initiative? Because I mean, I'm telling you this because some companies don't allow to have customized visuals. For example, they say that no customized visuals.
Okay, so there is a two different things here. So first one is
Mhm.
like if they worry about the data security, or in those cases, so
Mhm.
this tools like doesn't do any process of data, or
Mhm.
nothing goes outside your network. So there is no question on the data security. Even then, like even better, we even have the SOC certification also. So
Mhm.
usually like what enterprise customers look for is like they look for this certifications. Most of these custom visuals are not certified by third party. That was the reason that the people don't not really looking forward to install or external tools or custom visuals, so for that matter. But the PowerOps comes with the certifications around it.
Good, good.
Cool. And what we have on the roadmap, so for the PowerOps desktop, so we are in progress right now, so which we are planning to release next month. So the desktop, we're gonna release the external tool, analyze dependencies, compare, and best practice. All these things gonna go there. So in phase two, in Q2 of this year, so we want to release the other things, like we want to do a service integration as well. Now imagine a scenario where when you're adding a file, right now you're only adding the local files. But if you have a model or in the service, or a report in the service, if you want to add analyze into the desktop, so we are coming up with that also. And same goes with the GitHub integration, Azure DevOps as well. If you have something in the Git or Azure DevOps, those things also you can pull it from there and analyze and compare. So let's take a scenario. Let's say if you want to have some local file, but you want to compare something that is in the service against, you can do it right here. That's coming in the Q2. We're also coming up with some paid plan as well. So far the desktop is free, and with paid plan, you're gonna see this service integration and other things, and the file limit also will be unlocked, and many more features also coming in the phase 2 version of the desktop. All right, and let's see the SaaS version roadmap. In the SaaS version, we have done the automated version control and analyze dependencies, compare, and best practices. So this has been already delivered in Q4 itself when we are in beta. So now in Q1, we just did the version history, which I showed you, where you can see the versions and restore and all those things. But we are also doing the advanced compare as well. So where I'll just show you that fact too. So if you go to compare in the SaaS version, so you have the settings icon, you click on it, you can see the commits as well. So if you want to compare the commits between, if you have different commits, you can do that comparison between the commits as well of the same file instead of two different files. And you can even compare the tags too. So that's again another version. So that is being delivered as well. So we're working on the next set of tasks that we have it for Q1, which is like pull request, peer review, and admin portals. And in phase 3, we want to do it like an automated deployments, like a no code deployments. If somebody is familiar with like how to write YAML scripts, and it is very uh, tough experience for people to write YAML scripts and creating a pipelines in Azure DevOps and GitHub for PowerBI report development, deployments, and model deployments. So we're gonna offer the no code experience. It's gonna be all in UI, so you can connect the pipelines and deploy only the Delta as needed. So there are other features like notifications and more also coming in there. So this is the SaaS roadmap. Cool.
Wow, it's a lot of work. You guys have been working really hard on that.
Yeah, so we wanna complete this end-to-end experience. So this will be like a one-stop shop from right from the version controlling, analyzing, and comparing it, deployments, and everything in one place. So it's easy for people to use it and have it all in one place.
Awesome.
All right, so how to get started? So the desktop, we have a waitlist now, so you can join today, the waitlist. We're gonna roll out to the first set of users who joining the waitlist in the second week of the February, and then trying like SaaS version, you can try it for free today. So you can just go ahead and register, but you need an Azure DevOps version control for SaaS. Whereas in desktop, you don't need version control, but SaaS you need it. So if you have Azure DevOps or GitHub account, so you can try for SaaS today itself. If you have any questions about pricing or any other support or features or security, any questions, you can just send us an email. That we'll be happy to connect with you and answer any questions. That's about PowerOps, and I'll take if any follow-up questions you have.
That's good. Thank you. Let's see. I don't think we have more questions, but this is the time, folks. If you have questions, don't be shy. Just share it with them, with us, so we can go over them quickly before we close this session. But this has been really helpful for sure.
Yeah.
So let's see. Let's give these folks a couple more minutes if they have questions, so we can go over those questions. Let's see. Drop your questions. In the chat. Let's see. Let's see if we get a few more questions. So if people want to connect with you, where could they find you?
Oh, they can connect with me in the LinkedIn. So you can find me in the LinkedIn there, or you can even send an email to us like support@powerops.app. So or fill out the contact us form in our website. So one of us will definitely reach you out.
Awesome. Really
Otherwise, you can find us in the Fabric conference that is coming in the Vegas in the month of March. So Microsoft first ever Fabric conference. So we'll be there as well. So come and buy at our booth, so we can have a one-to-one.
Okay, you're gonna be there with your booth. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. It's a good way to connect with other folks as well. There's another question here. Let's see. Thank you, Darwin. Let's see what we have here. Can you see the OLS such as tabular editor?
Yeah, so as you've seen earlier, so we have this OLS piece as well, so where it shows the OLS details. And so we have the OLS details as well.
Okay, awesome. And then there is a comment here from Prabhat. How do you pronounce that? Sorry if I'm mispronouncing this.
Okay, Prabhat Das. Yeah, so
Prabhat.
we have presented our solution with Microsoft PMs. They also really like the tool and how it improves the experience. They are in line with it, like they really like it, and so we're actually in conversations with them too. Yeah, so they're pretty impressed with the tool. That's what I can say.
Awesome, that's good. We have time for one more question. If you guys have more questions, let's ask these questions to the expert here. Let's see. Awesome. Well, I don't think we have more questions. Thank you, Vijay. This has been really helpful. Thank you for walking us through this tool. And we are looking forward to playing with it. Yes. Awesome. Thank you guys for your time, and talk to you later.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Please join the waitlist for desktop. So that will not disappoint you for sure.
Yes, it's right there at the website. Please do it. All right. Thank you, guys. Take care.
All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bye.